Wife Carol had waited 5.5 years. And while friends may not have seen it, separation had taken a toll on the marriage.
She loved him. She loved him. I think she would have waited twice as long for him.
Physical therapist Diane Lawrence knew Carol McCain long before working with John.
Mrs. John McCain goes to the mailbox outside her home in Orange Park, Florida, 6 times each week, limping painfully on...
Carol had a horrific car accident while her husband was in Vietnam. Note her limp in this news footage. And she came to Diane Lawrence's clinic for therapy. The accident left the former model dramatically changed in appearance. But if John McCain was taken aback, friends didn't notice.
Happy, devoted, in love, you know, but happy. They were a happy couple.
The Jacksonville command was a 1-year rotation, and McCain's reviews were glowing. But his transition was not as smooth as he made it appear. He had a secret. He had begun to cheat on Carol, and in early 1977, he carried that secret with him to his next assignment, Navy liaison to the Senate in Washington, D.C. Early on, McCain kept his political aspirations to himself. And that wasn't the only thing McCain kept from even his closest friends. As he did in Jacksonville, John McCain was cheating on Carol.
If you talk to most of your friends from those days, they say that John McCain post-Vietnam was a different person. Mm-hmm. He was more serious, he was more dedicated, he was focused on getting back in a plane. You hear that from 99 out of 100. Mm-hmm. The one person who has a different perspective was your wife at the time, who says John McCain came back and I needed him to be 40, and he wanted to be 25. What happened? Was it the war? Were you feel cheated on time?
I don't know. I don't know, John, except the responsibility is mine.
For John McCain, it was, again, time to move on. When we come back, a chance meeting that changed everything. Honolulu, Hawaii, April 1979. A routine stopover for Naval Liaison John McCain and a group of senators en route to Beijing. And a chance, but life-changing encounter.
I saw her there and struck up a conversation with her.
I was a little taken back because I was a lot younger than he was, and I was surprised he'd be interested.
And you lied about your age?
I lied.
The age disparity, she is 17 years younger, was the least of their worries. McCain was still married to Carol McCain. Their daughter Sydney was 12 years old. The marriage was in trouble. He had been having affairs for several years. McCain wrote in his memoir that he began dating Cindy after he separated from his wife Carol. In fact, his own divorce filing shows they dated for 9 months while he was still living with Carol. And records show he applied for a marriage license in Arizona before his divorce was final.
The chronology that is presented publicly doesn't necessarily match the chronology of the documents, that you had applied for a marriage license in Arizona at a time when your divorce wasn't final yet.